Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 164, and it's a banger.
Save us 164.
Whew, big deal. We talked about the Super Bowl, right? Because that's kind of a big deal. But this week, just Detroit sports, man, Pistons and JV. Those are two big topics for us.
Yeah, well, Tigers as a whole, but the JV thing really kick-started us listening to Tiger Pods in the first week of February. Because the Tigers are right there.
I mean, pitchers and catchers report, it's now.
Okay, but...
Game time.
So, off the tops, and then we have to stay on track here, because that's my role on the podcast.
It is, yes.
Go ahead, off the top.
Okay, Winter Olympics. It's a bit funny, because Isaac doesn't really like the Winter Olympics, and I don't love it, but it's kind of interesting. And it's almost like a bunch of guys got drunk and said, hey, let's think of the stupidest sports ever and call it an Olympic event. Like the biathlon, you ski like a maniac.
Is that the one with guns?
And then you shoot stuff.
I thought that was fake. I heard about the biathlon with the guns and stuff.
It's a bunch of guys that got drunk and said, no, let's do this. And they're like, no way that's going to pass. And it passed. And then you've got the luge and the skeleton. And also the two-man luge, which is a little bit entertaining.
I thought that was AI.
That looks AI as well. And it's very entertaining. Somehow the Austrians and the Swiss and the Germans have schools of people that they just practice luging and skeletoning.
Okay. Well, let me do. You put the thing out there that I'm not an Olympic guy. We've talked a bit about it. Here's kind of the thing. I like sports. I like competition. Right. I get up for that stuff. In Olympics, they're very water cooler talky, where it's like, oh, the Olympics and this and Canada beat where it's like, I don't know, outside of hockey, I don't know any of the athletes. I don't know about the sports. It's like I have to.
The only one blew her knee out.
Yeah, Lindsey Vonn. Lindsey Vonn, boom, ACL.
By the way, I'm okay with her racing with a torn ACL.
That's a whole different conversation.
She's 41 years old. Go for it.
Okay, old man Lindsey. But back to what I was trying to say here. Free Lindsey. What I was trying to say here was I don't get up for sports that I don't know and athletes I don't care about, right? Like the Tigers, I watch, 170 plus games of them a year. 30 of them I watch in person. I listen, you know what I mean? So I know the team. I spend so much time with the team. Whereas
you're fully vested.
Whereas I have to act like I know all these Canadian stuff and get up. Where it's yeah, obviously I want Canada to do well and that kind of thing. But I would just rather watch a random regular season NBA game than most Olympics events.
Do you think your demographic thinks similarly to you?
No, because a lot of people, it's just like I get up for the hockey and my boys are getting me up for hockey, and I appreciate that, right? But outside of that, there's not a lot of Olympic chatter between me and my buddies, just hockey. And the Four Nations thing, and that kick-started it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, except there's a couple buddies like Dom. Dom knows every event and is up for all that. I was crapping on the Olympics, and he showed me downhill skiing, which is awesome. They're ripping 145 going downhill. That's very cool.
It's amazing.
Earl at work gets up for everything, archery and stuff. He knows all of it.
Earl at work?
My guy Earl at work.
Oh, hey,
I work with Earl, my guy.
Okay.
He knows all these events. I'm more of a major four major sports thing, but I celebrate the Olympics. Good job, Canada.
Okay, go Canada. I saw something a few days ago just about Ben Simmons. He's rehabbing. He's going to be back for next year. Just stop it. Okay, sure, you fixed your jump shot. All the talent in the world, but if you don't have the heart, you can't do it. It's a great example of just an unbelievable waste of talent. And then I thought about a couple other players over the last 30 years that had all the talent, but just no heart. Tony Mandarich. Do you remember that name? Big offensive lineman for Michigan State. JaMarcus Russell. You know that name.
Yeah, of course.
It's just interesting to see these guys that have no talent, and then also guys like Beef Stew that doesn't have an unbelievable amount of talent, but he makes absolutely up for it in every other way he can.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler is the example of the Isaiah Stewart mold, where it's not a prospect, kind of sneak into the NBA. Isaiah was a mid-round pick, but Jimmy was late one. No, not big prospects. And then they make careers out of it. Jimmy, a Hall of Fame career at that. Isaiah Stewart, a future Hall of Fame career.
Agreed.
When he wins 3 championships.
Yeah.
But do we want to go right into Isaiah Stewart now?
Do you have any other off the tops? No, well,
we have to do Super Bowl, right?
I think we should do Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, Super Bowl.
The fans want to hear from us.
I just got excited about Isaiah Stewart. But
we're so excited about free Beef Stew.
Free him. Go ahead.
Super Bowl. Listen, a lot of people didn't love the game. I enjoyed it. Sure, defensive struggle. Quarterback didn't play really well. But two great defensive teams schemed really, really well. But also a good example, if you don't have a good offensive line, you're done. So, Lions, maybe beef up the line for Jared Goff so we can win us a Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
I've got a couple of takes. You want me to keep going and then you jump in?
Sure.
Sam Darnold obviously played pretty well, but he missed a couple of throws.
When did he play pretty well? In the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he played okay. Like, he played enough to win. They took the ball out of his hands, right? It was a game management thing. Very early on, New England realized we are not going to win unless we get a typical Sam Darnold mistake, which he actually hasn't done for a little bit over a year.
Thank you. I've been trying to say this, man.
Yeah, that narrative, it's old.
Buddy, that's your narrative. You were here all playoffs, Sam Darnold.
I know, I kept hoping.
Okay, I disagree with you there, but keep going.
Anyway, but he missed a couple throws that really would have blown the game open. Jackson Smith in Jigba. How did he do there?
Yeah, keep it going. That's
and
good.
Shaheed missed a couple of those guys wide open, long, easy touchdowns. Would have been easy. I didn't pronounce those.
No, it's fine. You're good.
No, good
keep
enough.
going.
Okay, Kenneth Walker. I've always been on the Kenneth Walker train. The man can run. He's probably a top 7 or 8 running back in the league. What holds him back from jumping anywhere close to the top 5? He's not a great blocker, and he's not even a great receiver. But he's going to make bank this offseason, right?
Yep, probably from Seattle. I
Seattle gonna hold
think
him?
he'll stay. There's a chance someone Godfather offers, like Tennessee, if they want, can just like really overspend on a back.
Like Tennessee is so bad, they must have a lot of cap room.
Yeah, they do. They do. But no, I think I guess while we're on the Walker thing, I think he'll stay in Seattle, and then Sharp will walk next year. I don't think they'll. If they sign both
Sharp, are they both free agents?
Sharp is next year. That's
Okay.
why he said Sharp will walk next year. Is actually what I said.
Okay.
What was
Next
it?
season or next year?
I'm not talking about the Seahawks free agency because no one wants to hear about this. The Super Bowl, look, like I was up for Seattle, New England. I think both were good stories. I'm not one of those anti-Patriots people. There are a lot of anti-Patriots people.
I'm not anti-Patriots.
You know, anyone in any of the Bills people, or the real Bills fans and the fake Bills fans, like they're all anti-Patriots. Even a lot of people just don't get up for seeing the same team over and over, right? It's kind of the Chiefs thing.
It's a completely different team.
That's my take, where it's like, I don't care if they won a few Super Bowls, a lot of Super Bowls. In the last 2 decades, they've sucked for 5 years.
Listen, if somehow Minnesota transforms and they win 4 Super Bowls in the next 10 years, would I be angry if they get back there 15 years from now? For sure I would. But that's not what we're talking about. If you're a Buffalo fan, you're going to hate Patriots. I get that. But the rest of the football world, cheer for a good team and cheer for a good story.
Now, I was rooting for Seattle. I thought Seattle was actually a better story. I thought Sam Darnold was a great story, and I was very happy for him. I like a lot of the Seahawks. Obviously, there's a Luke Wilson connection, and like, if that was someone's sole reason for rooting for Seattle, I respect that. I really do, and I totally get that.
Agreed.
But I think I like Drake May a lot, and I like Vrabel. Like you said, I'm glad you talked about the O-line. Just like fraud check completely, and no weapons.
But it's a great example. Will Campbell, what was he drafted? Fourth. He got burnt all game.
Now there's all this injury
Jared
stuff.
Wilson got burnt all game.
Jared who?
Jared Wilson.
But he's reading up on the Pats O-line. Good. I didn't.
He's the left guard, also a rookie.
Also a rookie, yeah. New England, no one's talking about this. They have no weapons. They have no receivers.
No.
So
Hunter Henry, he's going to be a free agent, and Diggs, he'll be institutionalized any day now.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
I think that's okay to say.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
They just don't have any weapons. They don't have any weapons. The Lions,
on offense.
Yeah. The Lions have the weapons. I would like to beef up the O-line. And the defense, man. Like, every team in the playoffs had a really good defense or an elite defense.
Yeah.
Or super young, like, on the come-up defense. And the Lions, I would like some defensive improvements. We're not talking the Lions right now, but it's just hard to watch the playoffs.
Max Crosby, come home.
Free Max. Bring him home, man. It's hard to watch these really good playoff teams with really good defenses and know what we have on the back end.
Yep.
That's my take there. I have a whole bunch of manifesto notes from the Super Bowl, but we don't need to delve
give
into
the fans a couple of notes. He took good, detailed notes during the game.
Okay. What I do is I have my notebook sometimes by the game, and sometimes I'll write stuff down that can't go. That it can't be online. It has to be on paper for many reasons. The Stephon Diggs thing was like a big takeaway because he's supposed to chew up the type of defense that the Seahawks play, but Diggs was a no-show. I said each QB threw multiple dropped INTs. Sorry, Coach Rob, because Coach Rob and I bet on both teams to get an interception. New England had 6 out of 7 drives, 3 and out for a stretch. Like 7 drives in a row, 6 of them were 3 and out. Awful. It's Super Bowl. What are we doing here?
Terrible.
Talked about the O-line. That was a big takeaway. Darnold was seeing ghosts that night. I don't think he was good, and the play calling showed that. You talked about that. Super conservative, which is fine. It also shows immense faith in the defense. It shows we are fine putting our defense out there, and they're going to get stops consistently.
You don't see that much in the playoffs.
Or the Super Bowl. You don't see it a lot, but good, it was cool. The MVP note that I think Wiz brought this up. We were talking about how, because Seattle's defense looked like elite, like best in the world on Sunday. Stafford chewed them up twice. So that kind of fed into the MVP thing where it's, if you want to look at, obviously it's different, but Stafford played Seattle twice.
You can compare one quarterback versus the same defense and the other quarterback playing the same defense.
Defense was a big thing. One of the best Super Bowl defensive performances in history.
We were talking about the talent on both defensive sides of the football, and Isaac's point was, they're good defense, but they're also schemed up extremely well.
McDonald's the man. Like, their coach, like, he's legit. He is the defensive version of McVay. I said that a while ago.
Yep.
And, like, that's, like, truer than ever now.
He's the defensive genius who's calling plays during the game, but also managing the clock and doing all those things.
Okay, I have nothing else on Super Bowl. Good job, football, but, like, I'm ready for the draft.
Good job, football. Yeah, now it's the Lions Super Bowl, which is the draft in, a couple months. When is that? April 20th or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to talk about our bad boys or our Tigers? We're excited about both of them. Pistons. Okay, so this was just such a crazy week. Let's be clear. So we're recording Thursday night. They're 40-13, right? That's a spectacular record. I mentioned this to Isaac. I thought the Hornets were getting way too much hype, and I think they thought too much of themselves. They thought this was a playoff battle. The Pistons coming in. Hornets had won 9 in a row, playing the number 1 team in the East. Pistons are a defensive team, a team that doesn't shoot a ton from the outside, but is pretty efficient inside. Whereas Hornets just fire away threes. They've got 4 guys in their starting lineup who can bomb a lot of threes in any individual game. Problem is, Charlotte, once they got invited to the big boy table, they were getting beat on. I'm not sure if pronunciation, Moussa Diabaté.
Not even close. He went to Michigan. You should know how to say his name.
But I forget.
Moussa Diabaté. It's not that hard. I'm not even being a hero. It's not that hard.
All right, good. I guess Duran has been like in his ear chirping him since like high school. Mm-hmm. He couldn't handle it. And so he was fouling Duran like crazy, gave him a hard foul. Duran, being a man, stood right up to him, got in his face. They got face to face. Duran pushed him away. I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of interesting takes here, but Diabate lost his mind, couldn't be under control, so he's going after Duran. Important to know, Beef Stew was on the bench. Bridges decided to lose his mind, and Bridges said, putting a hand in somebody's face is the most disrespectful thing ever.
Be careful with what we say
For
here.
those people that know a little bit about Bridges, they should be aware of the fact that he is not one who should throw stones living in a glass house. He's a bad dude.
Okay, no cryptic analogies. Buddy, like, is on the record and is a criminal for beating his baby mama.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Criminal.
There's pictures out there.
Look him up.
Like, there's real, like, we're not being crazy Pistons
So
guys.
now you've got 2 big dudes that are both after Duran. Beef Stew stayed on the bench, stayed patient, and finally he realized, listen, his brother needs him. And he's coming off the bench and he's rescuing his brother. That hurts us for 7 games. I was actually, we haven't even talked about this. I was okay with the 7-game suspension. I was hoping for 5, but I was afraid it was going to be 10.
There's so many, okay, what else?
There's so many other points, but you talk for a bit.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So, like, I can look at this from the anti-Hornets angle. I can look at it from, like, the NBA, the Pistons. There's so many. So, I guess real quick, Miles Bridges, actually criminal. Moussa Diabaté, just a punk. Brackets. I actually really liked him at Michigan. He's a lot of fun to watch, but I have to hate him now. Duran, standing up for himself. Brackets. Probably shouldn't swipe his face away. Like, that's going to get you 2 games just doing that. The NBA's, like, the Stewart thing. Here's my take, and I haven't heard anybody say this. The NBA loves oh, if you leave the bench, big fine, blah, blah. Like, basically, to say, if you're on the court and you were playing during the time the scuffle broke out, and you pulled out a gun and shot somebody, that's okay.
You're only going to get 2 games.
But if you came off the bench and gave someone a high five, you're done for the year and should be prison. That's the NBA's thing.
That's been a narrative for about 15 years when Steve Nash got wiped out and one of his boys at a Stoudemire or somebody came off the bench and then got suspended.
I just think that's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, okay, if there's a scuffle that's
stupid.
Like, if we're playing pickup ball and there's a scuffle that breaks out and I'm on the sideline and I get in the mix, it's just human reaction. That's kind of Bickerstaff's thing. So I think that's incredibly stupid that Stewart got all these extra games because he came from the bench. So what? Bridges throwing punches. And it's not the first time he threw punches. He threw them in real life too.
Yep.
So there's kind of the Pistons angle and the Stewart angle. 7 games is too many. 7 is just, if you look at the out of 82 games, 7 of them, because this little 40-second outburst, I just think is dumb.
Actually, when you think about it, plus that game. So it's 8 games.
Yeah, well said. That's a good point.
10% of the season.
But I'm also kind of in the camp where it's like, I'm pretty lax when it comes to suspensions and technicals and flagrants. Whereas I'm like, lay on the fines and like flagrant 2 when you have to kind of thing. But like, let the boys play. Free them. So Isaiah, we're freeing you, man. Jalen, we're freeing you. And while we're at it, we're going to free Chauncey Billups as well.
Just playing cards with his boys.
He's just playing cards. So that's, I guess, just about the scuffle. I didn't write anything down on the scuffle. I just kind of had bigger picture stuff.
Well, I have a question for you. What happens next time a situation like this comes up where, coming into the regular season playoffs, people are going to beat on Cade. And let's say that both Duran and Beef Stew are on the bench. What happens?
You hope Ron Holland's on the court.
Oh, it's true.
And back with the team and can throw hands.
What's the deal with Ronnie?
Personal reasons. I don't want to get into it.
That's not great.
So the scuffle, enough on the scuffle. We got to free them. The NBA mishandled it, and Adam Silver sucks. And the media I don't like the way they've covered it at all. It's a very anti-Detroit, pro-Detroit thug take.
But a lot of the players are like, man, Detroit, you don't want to mess with them. Love Detroit. Love the camaraderie. I just came up with an idea. The Pistons need to get a couple of assistant coaches that are just beasts. Get like professional wrestler dudes that are 7'5", 400 pounds. And they could, one, stop the fight. And if they get suspended, big deal. Mm-hmm. But also stand in between Stu. Although you're going to need several hulking human beings to stand between Stu and protecting one of his brothers. That's
my last thing here is it's really hard for us to lose this debate, who Pistons, Hornets, who's in the wrong, when one of them is literally a woman beater.
They started it. They were
no, but I'm saying it doesn't matter who started it. We don't beat people. We don't beat, you know what I mean?
We don't beat women.
In front of the kids.
Yeah.
Broke her jaw in front of their young children.
Look it up online.
So the Pistons, we don't beat people. We just beat up people on the court, figuratively, during basketball games. Free Isaiah, free Jalen, free Chauncey.
Okay, so the funny thing is now they're playing Toronto last night without their 2 best bigs. Toronto was favored. Toronto was favored by 1.5.
I thought it swung, but okay.
Urban and Malachi were there, invited me to go. I didn't go. And then Toronto was like, man, who's this basketball Paul guy? He was just on fire. I think he scored 15 points in the first quarter, which is the most points by a Piston scored in the first quarter this year. And then Cade Cunningham, who's had borderline MVP season. He's now 3rd in the betting odds, and Cade went off for that stretch. You were at prison ball, so you didn't see it. I'm sure you watched the highlights. Yeah. Man, he was just three-pointer. Last year, he's around 36%. This year, he's 33.5%. He's going to go on a bit of a heater, and he's going to get that average back up. Pistons unstoppable. And sorry, you got no way, Toronto.
Okay, sorry, Urban Paul. I actually thought Detroit was a 1-point favorite. I misread that. Oddly enough, because I had that down. I was on my way to basketball, and I was listening to the game, and the Pistons sounded great. Like, I could just tell that the boys were playing great.
Yep.
And
they're up 22-10.
And shocker, I don't think that highly of the Raptors. Sorry about their record, right? Like, that's crazy. So I hammered the Pistons. I don't like betting on the Pistons, but I bet on them because the odds weren't right, and I threw in some stuff, and obviously it hit because they beat Toronto.
Nice.
They were 2.5-point favorites at Charlotte. That line was wrong.
Yep. So
Vegas is undervaluing them. Other teams are clearly undervaluing them. I think the media is, which is fine. So, they're winning. It kind of it's very like anti-modern NBA. It goes against so many of the trends.
Analytics, they don't play out.
Yeah, like it's paint, it's mid-rangers, it's not a ton of threes, it's a lot of fouls. Boards. So, and we'll talk about bigger picture thing. But they're the best team in the East, and they're probably going to win the East, and it's just time that people start accepting that.
Agreed.
Now, I want to do a little bit on Bickerstaff and a little bit on Langdon.
Please do.
So, no, but I'll let you go first. What would you like to do first?
Bickerstaff.
Okay, go ahead.
I like how if you haven't seen the press conference about Bickerstaff responding to the game, you need to see it. It's a great example of a leader stepping up and kind of just being really logical about what his players did and why they do it. So, hats off to Bickerstaff. Like, should be the coach of the year again.
So my take was, Detroit has 3 great coaches and probably 4 good ones. I think Bickerstaff might be my favorite of the bunch. I really thought about that.
MCDC.
I think I like Bickerstaff more. And obviously there's an expectation thing, right? Like if the Pistons flame out in the playoffs 2 years in a row, then that'll change.
Sure.
And Hinch is probably the smartest or the best of the coaches. He's
probably recognized as being the best of the coaches.
But man, watch him in person and watching pressers and seeing how he leads these guys, I think he's the man. I think he's the perfect coach for this team. With that being said, that press conference was awesome because he's like, I wish it didn't get out of hand, and then does like a minute and a half about like justifying.
Yeah, crisis management people, watch that.
For real. So Bickerstaff, that's my guy. I think so highly of him as a man, as a coach. Like I just think he's the man. He's great. With that being said, Karis LeVert needs less minutes. But
actually, LeVert played pretty well last night.
He's terrible. I hate his minutes.
He still
losing
might
player.
Still have vertigo though.
Losing player. So
that's because Ron Holland's away.
Another losing player, and that leads me to Langdon. I'm going to start on Langdon.
Okay, go ahead.
He's your boy. No, he's your boy.
I like him.
Alaskan assassin. You love Langdon.
Yeah, I liked him at Duke.
Okay, so I underlined this and I put it in italics because I needed to. I don't like reading.
Did you increase the font size as well?
No. I can still read, buddy. The unseriousness of the offseason and the deadline will be this team's demise, and I believe that, and I think
this year
for sure. Yeah,
I agree with you. Unfortunately, the only shooter they got was good 5 years ago.
Yeah, Kevin, I can't play in the playoffs because I get picked on defense herder. Like that was the deadline guy, really? So the offseason, right? The offseason was a long time ago. Maybe you're forgetting what was in the mix. First of all, they could have got Giannis in the offseason. There was a stretch where there's a lot of flirting with Giannis getting out, and we could have easily done, the Asar, Ron, Ivy, Tobias, and like picks for Giannis. That would have been accepted. I believe that.
Agreed.
You could have done a lesser package for Markkanen. That was the offseason. The free agent thing was very frustrating because they were sitting on all this cap. And do you remember the guy that I really wanted the Pistons to sign? He was like the big fish, kind of.
I don't remember.
Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. He's this Canadian guy. He was from he was on the Timberwolves. Atlanta signed him. They signed him to 4 years, $62 million. And at the time, he's like, oh, that's a lot of money. Alexander-Walker, unproven. He's averaging 20 points, 4 assists, 4 boards, 37% from 3. He's been awesome with Atlanta. Now that contract is like a huge discount. He could have been our starting 2. And
really?
Like 100%. And he can play make a bit. Like you can even split him and Kate a bit.
He's a good 3-and-D guy.
Well, he's an elite defender. He's like a top 15 in the NBA defender. I didn't even mention that. Thank you. We had plenty of cap. What did we choose over Alexander Walker? We didn't want to pay $62 million. So what did we do?
Dunk
and LeVert. And I love Dunks.
LeVert.
And Dunks deserves to be a Piston. That was a great signing. I'm very happy.
He's fitting in great, and his game is improving in a lot of ways.
But they could have not done LeVert and just done Alexander Walker. They had the cap.
Yeah, that would have been good.
So that was in the offseason. That was a long time ago. But I wanted to bring that back.
Yeah, I still don't understand this. I'm just going to hesitate and wait. Go all in. Win a championship. We'll freaking put a statue up.
Okay, well, and there's the thing. He's asked kind of about the deadline. So deadline. Now fast forward to the deadline. Did nothing, right? Did nothing. Stood pat. Made a move that insinuated another bigger move is coming.
That's
what
we
happen.
thought. We thought
that's what everyone thought.
It was going to load up to another move.
Now, smaller moves like upgrading the LeVert piece was very like right there. Everyone's like, okay, it's right there. Didn't do that. A little bit of a bigger move, but one that everyone was like, it's right there, was upgrading the Harris piece. Was turning Harris into Michael Porter Jr. or Trey Murphy.
Sure, Duncan a couple of firsts.
No. It would have been Tobias.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Sorry, Tobias.
Dunks is getting a statue.
I got confused with Unk and Dunk.
We're retiring Duncan's jersey next to Paul Reed's. You could have upgraded these pieces. You also could have done Giannis at the deadline. But they were so out of the mix on that.
Actually, I consider Milwaukee to be one of the winners at the deadline because they held on to Giannis.
They're going to get a bigger haul for him in the summer.
Yeah.
If they trade him, and I think they will. But that's a different thing. I don't love Kawhi and the whole tree stuff and the whole uncles. I don't love everything that comes with Kawhi. But the fit was there. It made a lot of sense to go and get Kawhi.
And that was floating around a little bit.
For the last
you texted me that.
Last 40 minutes of deadline, Kawhi was kind of on the block, it sounded
right, because
like.
they already unloaded Mitchell, which
Who unloaded Mitchell?
Clippers.
Mitchell?
No, not Mitchell. Sorry. They unloaded Beard Guy. What's Beard Guy? Harden. To play in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And their center who went to Indianapolis.
What's his name?
Ivacha.
Zubats.
That was pretty close.
And then there's just fundamental team building stuff that Langdon set up that I don't appreciate. What you might ask? Getting guys that can't shoot is not really the way I like building basketball teams in 2026.
Yeah.
And that's what we've built, which is fine. We're the best team in the East. I want to be more we're swimming back positive. We're the best team in the East. We should win multiple playoff games.
And the hope is that if we don't succeed this year, then it's Trajan Langdon and Bickerstaff can say, okay, let's go get our second piece, second high-level score, whatever it may be.
Well, and that's Langdon's thing. Langdon was like, hey, buddy. He was asked, hey, buddy, why didn't you do anything? He's like, I want to see the team in the playoffs and go from there. First of all, you saw him last year, buddy. Second of all, it is literally your job
to anticipate what people are going to be in the future. Because they predicted that Ivy is not going to be a contributing piece onto a championship team. So they traded him for the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, and he's too prideful to let go of Holland. Fine. Let go of Ivy, who wasn't his guy. But I just.
Do you have a bag of peanuts in your gym bag? Because I think that's what Dallas got for Davis.
I don't want to talk.
Bag of peanuts.
I'm not talking about old man Anthony Davis right now. Pistons. The out physicaling and outworking teams will only get you so far. There is a ceiling to that.
Because everybody starts to work harder in the playoffs.
That's the thing. And we've seen this happen multiple times. We're like a really good one seed, and it's like, oh, what happened in the playoffs? Their shooters couldn't shoot, but we don't even have the shooters that can't shoot. Anyways.
We're not going to talk about it now, but next episode we need to talk about the tanking problem in the NBA, and we need to provide the NBA with some solutions.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because it's terrible.
It's bad, but I don't want to get into it.
Utah's not even playing their dudes in the fourth quarter.
I know, man.
Embarrassing.
Okay, so Pistons save us. We'll be okay.
Yeah, free beef stew. And by the way, we have figured out that the next dog we get, we're going to call him beef stew.
Sure. Okay.
That's great.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have anything Pistons, or we go to Tigers now?
Detroit Tigers.
Okay.
It's pitchers and catchers reported yesterday, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to talk about Tigers?
See the jerseys behind us. So the Valdez signing shocked me. It brought us to a whole
Who is
other,
Valdez, man?
Oh, Framber Valdez.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's pretty good. It's a little bit hard. The vowels don't seem to go in the right spot. Framber. Okay. 3 years, like, I don't know, 118 million. Does this mean that Skubal, they're not signing him? I don't think it's relevant. I think Illich finally realized, oh, look how big my wallet is. Why don't I try and win us a championship? So that made us very happy. It was very surprising. And then the piece de resistance, the icing on the cake, 2 days ago, Justin Verlander signs. We had talked about him a couple weeks ago, but then once they signed Valdez, we thought, okay, that's it. They're going to roll with what they have. But then the news comes out about Reese Olson missing all of 2026 with a labor problem. Bring JV home. Now, I'm happy for two reasons. One, because I think you've added, arguably the best fourth or fifth starter in the league. The guy had like a 3.81 ERA last year.
Well, it was terrible to start.
Yeah.
And then he came back from injury and was awesome for the last 12 starts.
Yeah, but the other thing is the nostalgia of bringing JV home. It brings back a flood of memories and happiness when the Tigers were banging, and I love bringing him home. I'm so happy about it.
That's a great take.
Thank you, Chris Illich.
Thank you, Chris Illich. So the great take there is I had the exact same perspective as you.
We did not compare notes at a time. Actually, he never lets me look at his notes, but he looks at my notes.
First of all, buddy, I redact things that you can't say on a public forum. Firstly,
there is a little bit of redaction that happens.
Okay, so no, I agree though. Like my whole thing was, and this is what I was going to come in with. there's two sides of me, right? There's the pragmatic baseball fan, I want to win a championship, me. And then that me's like, great, we got another starter. That's awesome. Then the kid in me is like, Justin Verlander was like the first Tiger name I probably knew. Him and Cabrera, right? So, and I knew a bit of the great JV, but not the elite JV.
Don't bring Cabrera back.
He can coach. I think he's got a job. I think he's got a
Isn't
desk.
he like special assistant?
I think they gave him a desk in Lakeland, which is, as they
Fine,
should.
great.
Probably like unlimited food service too, and maybe drink service, or hopefully not too much.
Don't say anything about women. That'd be inappropriate.
But he didn't beat anyone, right?
He did not beat anyone.
Okay. Not Miles Bridges. Okay, so the Verlander thing, it's fantastic. It really is. We're serious. The the Tigers are serious. Like they made two serious signings.
Know where they are overall in payroll for 2026?
I'm a payroll guy, so I do know. Yeah,
Ninth.
Ninth or 10th, depending on like where
Well,
some
the
of the things shake
interpretation of
out.
Valdez contract's a little bit iffy.
Correct.
But that's spectacular. 220 mil. That's a lot of coin.
And that's the thing is, if you
More
wanna,
than Boston.
If you want to win a championship, you got to be top 10 in payroll, right? I was looking at the Dodgers payroll, and it's so hard to
It's
understand.
goofy because they're paying Ichiro in 2050.
That's, I think, incredibly racist. I think you meant Ohtani.
Yes, I meant Ohtani.
Just
Sorry.
incredibly.
To our Japanese followers, I deeply apologize.
I was going to go to Japan one day and watch baseball there.
Now you're not going to be allowed.
Thanks for this. What I was saying,
I liked Ichiro a lot too.
What I was saying was, Ichiro's great. What I was saying was, the Dodgers payroll, they're first by a mile. And then it's like, wait a minute, that's not even an accurate number. And then if you look at the most
years.
deferred money across the league, all the top two contracts are Mookie and Ohtani. Ohtani's was basically fully deferred, and Mookie's was like half deferred. And then a lot of their other middling ones are deferred. Middling ones. So you got to spend to win now, and the Tigers are spending. So I think we're back. This is probably the most anticipated Tig season since I was like in grade school, right?
Yeah, probably since 2012.
No, because they spent in, when did they get Zimmerman in, like 15 maybe? Like 15 or 16, it was still relatively anticipated.
Yeah.
But 12, 13, when it was Triple Crown era, that was big time.
If I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm so upset. They're spending $100 million and like $10 million of it are on guys that are suspended for gambling.
Yeah, Cleveland gambling. Good job, Cleveland.
Yeah. And I don't even think they're good at it.
There are some Tiger fans that are kind of like, this is just nostalgic. This is just trying to get seats in the ballpark. And here's my take.
Sure, great.
Here's my take. Nostalgia isn't a bad thing, right? Like, I turn the folks to 2021 Sony's film Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home plays on nostalgia, and it's like, look, it's all the Spider-Man. It's still awesome.
It's great.
Right? So nostalgia done correctly can be an asset. And in this case, I think
baseball
is
about nostalgia. Baseball is about these records and historical figures.
Oh, that's stretch, buddy. Now
No,
we're
it's not.
stretching. Okay. My thing is nostalgia.
Vin Scully.
The old man Vin. He's a Dodger and he's late. R.I.P. Right?
Yeah, R.I.P. Vin.
Nostalgia done
Same
right.
Ernie?
Like Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the
Did you write that down or you just come up with that?
No, I wrote that down. I thought
that's
about
a good
that.
take.
Because I did hear a couple Tiger fans saying, oh, nostalgia. And it's like, no, man. Nostalgia, it shouldn't have a negative connotation. There's my take.
And listen, he only needs to pitch 4 or 5 innings. We could use Melton and put those two together and get right to the 8th or 9th. I love it. Mm-hmm. Now, they're going to have to score a lot of 2-1 games. I think we need to acknowledge that September literally sucked the lifeblood out of us when they couldn't score for like a month. So there's going to have to be some 2-1 games where somehow we're going to be dependent on Kevin McGonigal or maybe even Max Clark to provide some sparks, because we know that Riley and Torque and Carp are going to go through some lulls. Parker, is he going to come back?
Yeah, Parker's good.
Okay,
we
good.
talked to his family. He's good. He likes
Nice,
being in
good.
Detroit.
And Dingler's man.
Yeah, he's saving us.
Glaber, I'd like Glaber to be good in July, August, and September.
Glaber, Anklewaits, Torres. I don't want to get too much into the lineup
Did it work
here.
on his speed?
No, he's not running.
Probably not.
There's glaring issues with this team.
Not a lot of glaring issues with this team.
Hitting,
Okay,
and scoring runs, right? We can
They're
do
not
that.
super fast on the base pass either, but that's okay. Good pitching
They're
staff.
really, really gambling on guys to make improvements, right? Like they need Riley to strike out less, and they need Torque to get on base more, and they need all these things. I wish they just got a bat, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Not everything needs to go right. Now, the deadline is still there, but
Okay, here's the deal. Illich, when the opportunity is there to get a bat at the deadline, look in your wallet again and say, go spend some money.
No, it's not. No, it's a Scott Harris thing. It's a Scott Harris.
Harris, yeah, that's kind of his MO.
Give up one of your top 250 prospects. That's more of a Scott Harris thing, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you might have to give something of marginal value to get a guy who's going to start for you in October. That might have to happen. And that's okay. That's a trade-off I'm willing to make. Okay? So, Tigers save us. They're going to win the division. I think they'll probably make the World Series. Like, I really, like, I'm so in right now.
94 games.
The line is 85.5. So I took out...
now.
I took out a mortgage the other day. Actually, you'll find this funny.
So a mortgage, just making conversation
Yeah.
on my house? Or on your future house?
Future house.
Okay, good.
No, you'll. This is funny, and I can say this. I just have to watch what I say. I was talking to the bank finance man about financials, right? I can say this?
I think so, yes.
I was talking about my financials and stuff like that, and he's a baseball fan. And so we were talking about stuff, and we're talking about how much I can take out of certain accounts and put in other accounts to make sure I have stuff to live off of and whatever. And right after they signed JV, I'm like, hey, man, just so you know, I'm gonna take a lot of money back from you, and I have to put it on Tiger World Series odds, just so you know. And he liked it. So we have where I can like do bits like that.
Good.
So, anyways, if the Tigers don't make the World Series, I'll be living on the street.
You're probably still living here for a while.
No, I mortgaged this home too. Actually, I forgot.
I didn't know that. Don't tell Mom.
But all kidding aside, place wagers on them to go far because I already
100%.
I already have them. Coach Rob is too.
Pump the over.
Yeah.
Oh, Coach Rob knows?
Oh, Coach
That's
Rob
a
and I.
ringing endorsement.
Coach Rob and I were in.
It's like Jimmy the Greek endorsing you.
Okay, what else? Do you have anything else here?
I just need to give a shout out to Declan because you know the thing that Declan likes? He likes the drafts. Yeah. And we're going to work in some more drafts. Deck, we need to have you on the show, sitting in the big chair.
We'll do, yeah, Deck's coming in person.
Best TV dads. I don't know if you heard
like,
that
that's
one.
an awful topic
That's
that we're not.
That's a great one. Mike Brady. Come on. Number one seed.
So the thing is, okay, we're not doing best TV. I'll let you and Deck do some dumb draft that I'll be a part of. And Deck will be here in person. Deck, you're coming in person, bro. But I'm going to limit, because you two, there's a chance I just walk out of the podcast.
We'll get Manic. We'll get Blake in here too.
No,
we'll just
I knew you were going to say that.
On all sorts of crazy stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to have to call like Jack or somebody to free me, which is fine. Or Coach Rob even would free me.
They probably would. Both those guys would. They're solid.
So Deck's coming in person, but I'm gonna have to like make sure the notes.
I think we should let the fans decide what kind of drafts they would like to see.
Okay,
so please
let
us know.
You're gonna like get one buddy to say like, "Oh, do this stupid draft." Like that's what you mean, and that's not playing. Buddy.
Counts.
Okay.
We got to listen to the fans.
Okay. All right.
Bought and paid for by the home team.
Okay. Top 10 in payroll. We're back.
We're so back.
Okay,
Free
wrap
beef
it up.
stew. Listen, we're happy. Detroit sports on fire. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for the support.